Alright everybody, in today's video, it's going to be a little bit different. I have a remote starter to install. There was a few of my viewers that asked me to show how to install a remote starter from start to finish. Just remember that this is going to be a generic video. You can't apply this video to every single car, but the processes that I go through, you can. Alright, so let's start off with what you're going to need. Me personally, I like to use the CompuStar remote starters. Okay, they're just a little bit quicker, and I'm not using a T-harness for this one, so we're going to be going wire by wire. All right, so I'm using the Polar Start, but it's a CompuStar remote starter. Okay. After that, you're going to need a bypass module. I use the Blade AL. You guys can purchase this on Amazon and all of that, but I don't have any links for it, so don't ask in the comments because I don't even have an affiliate account with Amazon anymore. So like I said, we're going to need a remote starter. This is a one-way system with a Blade AL. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is that you are going to have to make sure that you have Internet Explorer onto your computer. All right, because you can only update these with Internet Explorer or using the WebLink desktop app afterwards. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take and load up Idatalink, all right, which is right here. I'll just come back. And the next thing you're going to want to do is that you have to create an account and you have to log in. Now, after you log in, you'll be able to flash your module. All right, so we'll click on the flash your module. And from there, make sure that click the download the latest WebLink updater, which I highly suggest that you do. All right, now I already have all this done, but I'll just go through this process with you guys. Once you guys click on this, it's going to bring you to this area. All right, and I suggest that you download both the WebLink 6.3 and the WebLink desktop and put them both onto your computer. Now, after all that's done, it's going to ask you, I don't save, I just run the program. All right, so when you click download, it's going to come down here. You're going to click save or run. Me, I just run the program. I don't want to save anything to my computer. All right, so I just run the program and I leave it go, and the same thing for this one. All right, and when you click on it, it's going to ask you for a Mac version or a Windows version. Now, I have Windows, so I clicked on Windows. All right, and same thing, I just clicked on run, and then I installed it onto my system. Now I'm going to click cancel because it's already in there. I don't want that. Now, after that, what you're going to want to do is that you're going to want to come down after your WebLink desktop is installed. You're going to click on your WebLink and you're going to log in. All right. So I'm just going to log into mine. Give me 1 second. All right. So after all that's done, you're going to want to log into your account, and it's going to ask you to detect your devices. Now, since my device is not hooked up, I'm just going to be using the WebLink updater for the PC version. I also have the WebLink updater for the mobile version, which actually uses your phone. It's very handy when you don't have your laptop or anything around. You can just do all your updates straight from your phone. All right, but if you have your laptop or anything around, you can just use this updater. It's fine. If you guys want to purchase these updaters, either the mobile version or the WebLink updater, contact me personally through my email, and I can order them and ship them out for you guys. But I don't have an Amazon affiliate link, as I stated before, so I'm not going to take and post links for this stuff. All right. So now I am plugged in. We'll try again. And I can't detect the device, which it should be able to. Do this WebLink updater again. We'll click on Flash Remote Starter. We'll see if it detects it, and it's detecting it. All right. Perfect. So now we're going to configure my new module. All right. We are going to be doing a Kia Sorento 2015. which is it's the half model, so I don't know if this one's going to work, but we're going to try it. Push to start automatic. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of change of plan, and I'll show you guys why in a minute. The type of connections that are on this vehicle, I just went and removed the kick panel real quick to go and see, and it's actually a for a 16 to 18 model year. So I was right in my assumption. I worked for Kia for quite a while, and I was pretty sure that the connections weren't the same as the 15 model. The 15 model is more than mine. Okay, so we're gonna go configure my new module again. We're gonna go back down to Kia. We're just gonna reflash it. That's all. This is nothing horrible. We'll go down to 16. All right. We'll go to Sorrento. We have a push to start system. All right, bypass, Idatalink two-way. So it's going to be all the exact same, okay? We'll take this one. I don't want that. I want to go to menu features, okay? I want the next menu. Okay, normal takeover. I don't want takeover. I want vehicle will shut down when door is open, all right? That's what I wanted to do, so we're gonna go with that, and the only reason is because I find it more of a security risk if you're actually able to get inside of the car and you have 45 seconds in order to take over the vehicle, and if you're started your car, it gives a thief a little bit of time in order to take your car and just drive away with it. All right, so what we're gonna do is put it to vehicle will shut down when a door is open, and then we're gonna click on save, and then we're gonna go to the flash. And from there, oh, is it detecting it? We are going to take and flash our device. And it's going to go through the same process. And this time it's just going to flash. All right. And now what I'll do is that right here makes it so that I don't have to put in this relay. I do have a relay. It's not that I don't have a relay. I have a relay and everything. It's just that for me personally, I don't like doing the takeover procedure. So when the door is open, I want this car to die. That's all that I wanted. All right. So from there, this is going to be our instrument panel junction box that we're going to be using. They do give you your pins that you do need. All right. Everything is there. And all these correspond to this. It's just our job to make sure that it's the right pins, right? So from there, I'm going to pause you guys, and we're going to go work on the vehicle now. All right, everyone. So these are basically the tools we're going to be using for this install. Of course, we're going to need screwdrivers and trim tools also when we get to the vehicle. But first thing we're going to do is take and make sure that we get all the proper wiring for our remote starter module, and make sure that we follow what it says onto here. So for this one right here, we need the wiring that came with your Blade AL, all right, which is going to be this guy right here. Now, you can buy little connectors if you want for the for your immobilizer wires, which is going to be this guy. But I typically just take and cut that off. I don't really need it, so we're just going to take these three wires: the white, red, white, black, and white. We're going to take those ones. We're going to take this, move this out of the way for a minute, and we're just going to snip off the connector. All right. Just like that. Now, what I like to do after that is I like to take and I like to remove a portion of the wiring. All right. Just like so. All right. Because I don't know which ones have to connect yet. I didn't even look at that. All right. But we have to follow it afterwards. So after that part, what we're going to do is that we're going to take him and we're going to plug him into the connector, or the socket for the connector, I should say. And until we hear a click. Perfect. All right. Now we have to follow which wires we need. So as we see right here, we need the white black and the white red, but we don't need the white. All right. So this white wire, what we are going to do is come like this with these three. Okay. We're going to take him and we're just going to cut him a little bit. Not completely, just in case that they want to take and reuse this module onto another vehicle. At least it gives a little bit of wiring left, right? So from there, we can take and we can tape him up. Right? That way he doesn't touch anything or create any havoc underneath the dash. This does go a lot quicker with the T harnesses, but this company, PolarStar, doesn't have the T harnesses for Kia out yet, so we're not going to be doing that. All right. Now the yellow-brown wires onto this are actually for your CAN high, CAN low. All right. So we're going to take, sorry, our brown red and our brown yellow. Brown red and brown yellow, which are these two. Are going to be for our CAN high, CAN low. Right, you can barely see the difference in coloring. Right, even with light, I don't even know with light if it'll help. No. All right, so you can barely see the difference. So you really have to look close whenever you're doing this. All right, and this one right here is our other one. So this is going to be our CAN high, CAN low. All right, this pink black typically we don't need. This pink we do need. The pink is going to be for our ignition, which has to get hooked up to our ignition wire. All right, so we need these three. So, and we also need the parking light, which is going to be our yellow. You guys aren't even seeing where I'm just getting all these colors from, but here you go. All right, so we have our yellow, brown, red, and brown, red, brown, yellow, yellow, brown, red, brown, yellow. All right, which are these three. All right, we need our pink, which are ignition, which is going to be this one. All right, so those are our wires so far. After that, we need the blue red, the blue yellow, and the gray red. So we need our blue red, our blue yellow. All right, so blue red, blue yellow, and then gray red. All right. So these are all the wires that we need onto this. All right. We don't need the black. Black is not used. All these wires right here are not used, and all these wires are. So what I'd like to do at this point is, as I did a while ago, I take these, I just cut them. All right. No sense in having wires that you don't need. I'll take and I'll twist them. All right. And then I'll take and I'll tape them to this area. I twist the wires and then I'll just take and I'll tape them to this area right here. Gotta remember, try to keep you guys in frame. Alright, so from there we are good. And whenever you guys are using tape, don't use the cheap stuff. Alright, this is 3M tape. Okay, if you use the cheap stuff, the tape just doesn't hold up in hot or cold temperatures. So make sure that you use the right one, the proper tape, all right? So, from there, let's take our 12-volt wiring now and see what we need onto our 12 volts. If you see here, we need our ground 1 running output, our starter, and our 12 volts. Now that ground 1 running, I think it's going to go up to number 4, and number 4, yeah, it goes up to our relay. So I turned that off, we don't need that, all right? Now there's a wire in here that they didn't put, which is gonna be our brake switch, our brake positive, which we are just gonna take and hook directly up to our brake in order to make it cut out, all right? And that's gonna be with this pack of wires right here. Like I said, always test your wiring before, all right? All right, so we need our start wire, all right, and our 12 volts. So our start wire and our 12 volts. I knew that something was on there. All right, so we need our accessory and our ignition also, which is going to be our ignition is going to be the green, and our accessory is going to be the white. Okay, so these two wires right here, we'll take and there's green, white, and there's blue. We'll take and we'll cut those. All right. So our ignition and our accessory have to go together. Okay? Which is going to be those two. And just in case anybody's wondering, I'll show this to you guys too. Alright. Whenever you buy a remote starter kit, it always comes with the wiring information that you need. Okay? So we'll take and we'll find a good one for everyone. Alright. So here it is. So reds are 12 volt, 12 volt plus positive light is green white. So that's going to be for your parking light. We have another constant 12 volt, which is a white red. 12 volt accessory is white, and our starter is our yellow. All right, and then you could just follow this. I've done enough of these that I know pretty much what my wiring colors are. It's been a little while, but all in all, I know which ones they are. All right. So with that being said, we know that our data wires. I'll show you guys the way I set this up. All right, we're going to take him. We're going to put him back in. I know it looks a little dirty with all the wiring right now, but you'll see how it looks after I'm all done. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take and tape up this bottom piece down here, just to make sure that those wires don't touch anything. All right, as the last thing we need is for those wires to touch. All right, so we'll take and tape these guys up real quick. Perfect. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to share our 12 volt feed onto this. All right, so we're just going to take and spread this out as much as we can. This red white one, we take and we're going to cut it. We're going to go like this, go like that. All right, now we have to take and we have to open up this area. I don't know where I put my test light. That's okay. We'll do it like this for now. I'll go get my test light. There it is. Alright, we'll take our test light just to use it as a prong in order to split these wires open. You want to try to have the best connection possible. Alright, and then we'll take this guy, we'll twist him, we'll put him inside, and then we'll twist him closed. Alright, so we have one 12 volt source, which I'm okay with. I don't like taking and putting wires all over the place when we don't have to. Alright, so then we'll just tape him up, make sure that there's not going to be any shorts or anything going on. Right? Always keep both fuses. Alright, but these fuses, what we're going to do is tape around them also. Make sure that the fuses don't come out, number one, and that the little prongs onto the fuses at the tips here don't touch anything underneath. You never know what can happen underneath a vehicle, so better safe than sorry. Alright, that's good, that's good. Alright, now we have our ignition wire, which is over here, and we also have to take this pink wire and we have to add it to our ignition wire. Alright, so we're going to take and just split open our ignition wire right here. This pink wire, alright, we're going to leave it a little bit of slack. We're going to cut it, this area, and we're going to take and we're going to open it like so. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to open, okay, spread the wire, take our pink wire, twist it, install, and twist it around. Then we're going to tape that one. Alright, so now what that's going to do is that every time that the ignition is being put out onto this wire, then we'll be able to take and it'll power up your pink ignition wire at the same time. Alright, and they tell you to do this in the wiring schematic, but I'm just doing it right now. Okay, so we'll go like this. Alright, perfect. Alright, next, after that, we have our data wires, which was the which has the red black, the white red, and the gray red as our data. All right, so those are the next wires we have to put together. So we are going to take our gray red, and our gray red gets connected to the white black. So the white black to the gray red. Okay, so we're going to take these wires, our white black. Next, let's take our gray red, and we're going to splice our gray red into, our white black into our gray red. All right. So there's a lot of work that's involved in this, guys. It's not as easy as some people think. All right. So let's take this, put this here. We'll cut this one. We'll splice this one open. Okay. These wires are a little bit harder to open up, but I'll try my best. Okay. Perfect. We can twist him. Put him through. Alright, so now we're going to take him, we're going to tape this guy also. We don't want him coming loose. Now I know some people might be thinking is the quick connect connectors that they have out there. I actually have some, and personally I wouldn't use them. Only because sometimes you might actually take and cut the wiring, okay, which isn't great. Okay, so from there we're going to take these wires. Oh, just dropped that, and our accessory wire, if I'm not mistaken. All right, that was those wires that we needed, and I'll show you guys why I want all these wires together in 1 second. Like I said, it's going to look a lot cleaner when I'm finished. All right, got my wires. So the reason I want all these wires together, okay, so I want my ignition and my data wires and my accessory wire all together, is because if we look here onto this paper, all right, we have ignition, data, and accessory. So since they all go onto the same connector, I want them all together. All right, so move this out of the way. We'll take them, we'll go like this. All right, and right here, I'm gonna actually put a little bit of tape onto this area, and I'll show you guys why in 1 second. All right, and we're just gonna tape this area up real quick. All right, so that part is good. Now what we're gonna do is take, and I don't know if you guys see how there's a difference in length of the wires. That isn't gonna work for me. So we're gonna take and we're gonna cut all this to the proper length, and we'll start fresh in 1 second. All right, so we'll go like that. Now the reason I want that is because now we're gonna take our drill. We're gonna stick this into our drill. We're going to close it up ever so lightly. We're going to hold it into one area, and I'm just going to press my drill. All right, now from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another little bit of tape. All right, just put it. All right. And we are just going to add tape onto specific areas of the line. All right. Making sure to leave enough at the end so we can take off our connections. Now you'll see why I'm doing this when we get to the car. You'll realize that if you do a little bit of preparation work first before you get to the car, it makes your install a lot nicer. All right. So what we are going to do now is just undo this area, bring this guy up, and there we go. All right. So now what we're going to do is take and put this guy. We're going to cut some wire onto him. We have to cut wire onto these ones, just like so, and our accessory wire also. All right. And we can just take these guys off now. And if I need some extra wire, I'll just remove this area right here and I'll put another little piece of tape down a little bit further, which I probably will do, just because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need some more. All right. We want the wires to be able to flex and spread out as much as they can. Okay, so we'll just go like that. All right, but this is what this one looks like so far. Okay, so like I said, not done yet, but it's getting there. So that's number one. Okay, now our starter, if we come over here, our can high, can low are onto one connection. So we're going to take our can high, can low, and we're going to do the same thing. So can high, can low, which is going to be this one. These two wires right here, I should say. We're going to put them together. Try to get them as best as we can in there. All right, same thing. We're going to hold down at the bottom, down here. We're going to pull up. I wish I could really show you guys that, but I can't. So I'm just going to pull, if I can get them to stay. Okay, so just pull nice and tight. Make sure the line's not like this and loose, but pull onto your drill and just spin it. And as you can see, everything is nice now. All right, so we'll remove that, and we'll take and we'll put a little bit of tape onto this line also, just to hold everything in spot. Make sure everything's nice and pretty if you want. Okay, and it also makes sure that it doesn't unravel onto you. You could also take tie wraps if you want for this too. It's not, I should actually maybe bring you guys out a little bit further, eh? There we go. That looks a little better. I don't know about the quality because it uses a different camera when I do this, but should give you guys a better view. All right, and we'll put one more just right here. All right, and from there we'll open up these guys. Okay, gives us a nice little bit of wire to work with. From there we're going to go like this, and pull them off. All right, twist them up. It's really not the easiest thing to do remote starters, but it's okay. All right, after that, what do we have? Our 12 volt goes to one area, so our 12 volts is going to be alone. All right, not too worried about that. We have our takeover. I might put the takeover back on. I'm not too sure yet. We'll see after. All right, and we also need this wire, which is our number one. Oh, you guys don't even understand that, eh? All right, so these two diodes right here go onto our PTS1 and our PTS2. That's going to be up at the switch, so we have to unplug the switch in order to get to it. We have to add two diodes onto it, which we're going to do, and it comes down to number one. So if we come over onto our other page, we follow number one, and number one comes with this blue yellow. All right, we're going to take our blue yellow, which is going to be this guy right here. What we're going to do is what I like to do anyway. We're going to go like this. We're going to take and we're going to just open up the wiring right here. All right. Oh, well, that wasn't supposed to cut. What happened there? That was weird. Anyway, something happened there. That's okay. We'll go like this. That was weird. Unless I put it through and I didn't realize. Anyway, so we're just going to open up that wiring. We'll open up this wiring again. Right here. Okay. We'll put this guy back together. Like so. Alright. Now from here, what we're going to do just give me 1 minute. Put him together. From here, what we are going to do is we are going to take, where did I put all those wires I just cut? Here we go. We'll take let's take the green. All right. Show you guys what to do with this. We'll take the green off the wires that I just cut. splice him open. We'll take this guy. And what we're going to do is that we're going to add a second wire onto him. All right. Now, I don't understand why they put two 1 amp diodes. There's really no amperage onto this line. They could really just go with one 1 amp diode and everything would be fine. And I've done it before, so I know. And I've had no issues whatsoever. But you want to know what? We're going to do it like this instead. I'll show you guys the way that they want you to do it on the paper. Okay, but this is what I do. I take this, I put it like that, and I make basically two branches coming out of one wire. All right. Now from there, we're going to take and tape him up, because this is where we have to add in the 1 amp diodes. Okay. All right, so let's start with the green wire, shall we? Let's get a 1 amp diode out. We'll install him. All right, so it is marked with your cathode and anode side, okay? And just follow what it says. So take the side that has your green line onto it, your gray line onto it, and put that towards the wiring. So that would be towards the module. So our first one's going to come in like this. All right, so what I'm going to do is actually take and cut the wiring and splice in the diode. And it takes a little bit longer for prep, but it makes it so much easier. All right, so we'll go like this. We'll open this guy up, just like so. All right, from there, we're going to take our 1 amp diode. I'm going to try to spread the wiring like I normally do. I'm going to stick him inside of the wiring, like so. All right, now from there, we're just going to twist the diode around all the wiring, and we're going to tape it up afterwards. Okay, so like so. Now I'm just going to grab my tape, and then I'm going to add the other side to that wire. All right, so this is number 1. Okay. Take and break him off. We'll take our other wire now. We'll put our other wire. This one I'm going to take and I'm going to cut him. All right, just like so. And I'm going to take and I'm going to bend him over like that. Now from here, what I'm going to do is just take and bend over all the wiring. All right, just like that. Now I'm going to take and add some more tape. Now what this is going to do is just going to make it easier for me to connect to my wires after. All right, this is number 1. Now we just have to do the second one and then we're done. And there are our 2 wires that they want us to do like this. All right, like I said, it's a little bit longer, but it makes it a lot easier when you're connecting to the vehicle. All right, so that one goes there, that one goes there. Our mux goes somewhere else. We also have our ground wire, which is going to be this one, this black wire. Now, this blue-red wire actually gets connected straight to ground. So in order to connect this straight to ground, what I'm going to do is just take and connect it straight to the ground wire, like so. We'll take them, we'll spread them open. Okay. Spread the wire open. Leave some slack. Cut the wire, put the wire through, tape it up. Now we'll take and we'll tape that piece up. Perfect. All right, so now let's see what else we have, shall we? So our 12 volt is alone. Our brake wire and our starter wire have to go together. So that's what I'm going to show you guys right now, which, if I'm not mistaken, like I said, it's been a while, will be this white and blue white wire, I mean. All right, and that's going to be our brake positive. And that's the only wire that we need on this whole thing, because our parking lights are actually done by the module, which is going to be this yellow wire, this mux wire, okay? So we're going to just take him. We're going to cut everything. All right. Our RPM and everything is actually also done by the module, so we don't have to worry about that. If it wasn't, there was a yellow-black wire that we needed, but we don't need that one onto this model. So we're going to take him. We'll plug him in to here. All right. So that one's good. That one's good. This one is good. That goes by itself. Okay. Now this black wire is good. Now we need this yellow and this blue white. All right, and I'll actually show you guys that while I'm here, just so you guys can see. Blue white. Oh, that's in French. Foot brake. Foot brake says it right here, light blue white. All right. I'm not going to show you guys how to connect this to the vehicle, because I actually have a video out on my remote starter series that shows how to search for all the wiring. So this is just to show you guys how you would go about to prepare your car for wiring afterwards and following the schematic that they give. So we're just going to take and turn this, all right? Then we're going to tape it. Why? Because we don't want that shorting out on anything either, right? Okay, so we'll go like this, like this. Okay, then our, oh, that all fell, that's okay. We'll take this real quick. We'll tape all this up together like this, all right, because there's nothing else left there onto that area that we need, right? So, and you're going to see how everything's just going to flow together after this. All right. Okay, then this red one's all by itself also, and then we just have these two right here. So we'll take this, like I said, we'll take and we'll cut this to length also. I have 2 remote starters to do today, so that's why I decided to make you guys a video. I'm going to be here for a couple of hours, so now I can make this go a lot quicker if I would have got T-harnesses, but most people don't want to pay for T-harnesses, so it is what it is, right? It's an added cost. So, same thing. All right. Now we're going to take and let it unwhirl just a little bit, or untwirl. We'll take and we'll add some tape to make sure everything stays nice and tight. Same thing over here. Just go up a little bit. Make sure that you tape it to make sure that it stays nice. And then I'll show you guys what this looks like compared to what it looked like when we first started. Because honestly, it is time consuming. So we'll take and we'll open him up as I normally do. All right. We'll take and we'll cut these tips off so we can do our wiring after. All right. And that's it. So this is all we have to hook up to the vehicle. Give you guys a view of that. All right. It's nice. It's clean. The only wiring that is going to be under the vehicle that's going to be noticeable is what we are connecting to the vehicle, and that is it. So I'm just going to finish up here, and then I got to go connect all this to the vehicle, and I'll bring you guys back when everything's connected to show you guys what it looks like after everything's connected, or what a proper job should look like, I should say. Okay? Because there are some installers out there that don't know what they're doing, and they just take and they put they don't install stuff properly. It looks like a jumbled mess after they're done. Alright? And it shouldn't. It should be nice, it should be neat, and it should be clean. So, this is what we have here. Alright? That looks a lot better than what we started out with, that's for sure. So, I'll pause you guys, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready to start the vehicle. Right, so everything is installed into the vehicle. Doesn't look too good right now, but as you can tell, my wiring is still pretty neat compared to what I normally see underneath here. So what we're going to do right now is come over, and we're going to look at the programming procedure in order to program this module. So it says, all doors must be closed and locked prior to remote start sequence. When programming, only one key fob will be used. The other one must be located at least 10 feet away. Don't worry about that. I only have one key anyway. All right, which is this guy right here. All right, so in order to program this properly, very simple. Just make sure that all your doors are locked, closed, I mean. All right, we're just going to come over. We're going to keep an eye onto the box down here, and I'm just going to push on the start button twice. Goes to blue, turns off, and it is programmed. Now, if that's programmed, we should be able to lock and unlock our doors. All right, and I'm just using the... All right. Next, we have to go into... we have to do a programming mode if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we'll go like this first. We'll see if everything starts. It might not, and it might. So it started with the remote starter, that's perfect. But now what we have to do is turn it off real quick, because I just remembered something. All right, so we're gonna just start the car up. All right, what we are gonna do now is program our tack. We gotta hold the brake, hold the start button. And our lights just went on and off, which means that our tack is now programmed. So now what I'm going to do is just remote start the vehicle. Everything started up. Make sure all the lights go off in the dash. Airbag light is still on. It's off. Lights are flashing. Doors locked, unlocked. Perfect. I just unlocked them. I'm good with that. Now, if I take and open the door, the car should die. Give me a minute. I might have to use two hands for this. And I just unlocked the door, and the car died. So that's good. That's what I wanted to happen. So now we'll restart the vehicle, killing everybody in this garage at the same time. Perfect. So now this car should have about a 15-minute runtime. While the car is running, I'm going to be taking and hooking up my antenna, passing my antenna where it needs to go, which is this guy down here. He's going to be passed up along this area and up to the center of the windshield, and that will complete this installation. So I thought I'd just show you guys how to program, do the wiring onto a vehicle, well, set up to do the wiring onto a vehicle, and program it. So hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and I'll see you guys next time.